to be. And the left hook lands and...
Riddick Bowe, the name that frightened anyone in the golden era of boxing.
Before he looked over and winked. But, and he's got it.
Already at the age of 25, Riddick Bowe was already an undisputed world champion.
Big advantage. There it goes.
This boogeyman, nicknamed Big Daddy, swept legends including Evander Holyfield out of his way.
Hard right hand inside by Holyfield, and now down goes Evander. Third knockdown of Holyfield's career. Here's the fourth. And
While prime Mike Tyson avoided fighting him. Get ready, because in this video you will see Bowe's toughest fights that made him the nightmare of the division. Riddick Bowe was born on August 10th, 1967. Already then, he had the ordeal of being born in ghetto neighborhoods. Young Bowe had to take care of 12 siblings, as well as to attend school, which was located in the neighborhood Brownsville, which at the time was considered the capital of anarchy and disorder. Apparently this school was for training monsters, because Mike Tyson studied in the same school, but in school they did not really communicate. Young Riddick had a hard fate, because in those years his brother died of AIDS, and his sister was brutally murdered by a drug addict on the street. After such shocks, teenagers should be treated by psychologists, but inspired by Muhammad Ali, he was able to find therapy in boxing. And so, having started his training, which very soon bore fruit, Bowe no longer saw worthy opponents in the amateurs. So he decided to go to the arena of professionals, where his first 26 fights were just pumping to increase the level.
there it goes.
In his 27th fight in the professional arena, Riddick faced Elijah Tillery, who had made some noise with his knockout power. This was the first test of Bowe's jaw and his first title fight, with the WBC belt at stake.
So here's another case. Now, Elijah Tillery is trying to do is bring Riddick Bowe down to his level.
From the very beginning, their fight came with a noticeable trail of 90s boxing aggression. The two giants were pouncing on each other like on Black Friday discount merchandise.
When Riddick Bowe knocked out our there's that right there. Tillery. Bowe feels once Tillery is tagged, he will run, and he's watching the fight, and he said when Dixon had tagged Tillery, he saw Tillery go running, and now that's what Bowe's trying to do to Tillery here in the first. He has him hurt, he has him almost to double figures tonight.
But when the bell allowed the fighters to take a break, Tillery started a brawl within a brawl. Tillery was disqualified from the boxing ring because of his sneaky kicks.
Kickboxing by Elijah Tillery. Bowe won't stand for that. Rock Newman, the manager of Riddick Bowe, in a tag team. The winner by disqualification, Riddick, Big Daddy.
However, Tillery was determined to get even, so he challenged Bowe to a second date in the ring, which was scheduled for December 1991. In this fight, Bowe decided to give all the stadium spectators a pre-New Year's present by staging a show execution in the ring.
It's a kid, but a big one too.
The fight began, and Big Daddy was determined to punish Tillery for his bad behavior in their last encounter. All the first rounds, Bowe was like a reaper trying to take his opponent's soul.
Actually, Tillery deflected his chest. Better on his chest.
But Lady Luck was on the side of Tillery's jaw.
Bowe with the right hand. And then Bowe goes after him.
But Tillery forgot that fortune is a lady of easy virtue, ready to cheat on you at any moment. And Bowe started firing his machine gun blasts into his opponent's face.
Good exchange. Oh, what an uppercut. That's it. He turned his back. He's hurt. There you go. That's where he turned his head.
That put the ice.
Bowe, by winning 2 fights with Tillery, conquered not only the belt of the prestigious organization WBC, but also a lot of fans.
Riddick, Big Daddy Bowe.
The next fighter on Bowe's record was Evander Holyfield, nicknamed Real Deal. Holyfield was a real monster in the man's skin, and for a very long time he had no equal. It could be a super action movie about their trilogy, because there were drama, surprise, and unbelievable plot twists in their fights.
What charges?
landed on the edge of the ring, has been pulled.
The first fight with Holyfield took place in November 1992, and the title of undisputed world champion was at stake.
Bowe, or will it be the man with greater experience and ring guile?
The fight began, and it seemed that undefeated Holyfield, as usual, would smash his opponent. But in this fight, Bowe took on the role of Van Helsing, who was going to destroy this monster.
Now Bowe lands the right hand for the first time in the fight. Veteran of the 12-round route, and Riddick Bowe has never been beyond 10.
Sometimes the veterans have the disadvantage because they've got so many.
And already Bowe begins to hold and hit, and they brawl in the center of the ring. Evander Holyfield showing his warriors.
The other move around and side to side.
And Bowe trying to capitalize with the uppercut, and Holyfield comes back with the right hand lead.
All rounds, Bowe played out the true art of pain, showing the balletic grace of boxing and brutal punching power.
Riddick can't understand someone being so dirty.
So you see Holyfield going down in this round, and Bowe stuns him with an uppercut, and just like that, the struggles to stay on his feet. What a heart by Holyfield. Holyfield somehow standing up, but staying too close to Bowe. Joe Cortez watching.
Holyfield, accustomed to preying on his opponents in the ring, became a victim himself, running away from the threat. And after 12 rounds of brutal exorcism, Bowe won by unanimous decision of the judges, handing the undefeated Holyfield his first bitter defeat.
London 2 weeks ago. There's widespread speculation that Bowe...
Next, after waiting a year after licking his wounds, Holyfield decided to step up for a rematch to return the favor. The long-awaited rematch, which took place in November 1993, became known not only for another Holyfield beating, but also for a very strange incident.
Goes a memorable fight. One thing I gotta tell you...
For the entire first half of this duel, Bowe repeated the script of their previous fight and tactically wore Holyfield down.
He is susceptible to that uppercut, George.
That's right. That's the bread and butter punch for Riddick Bowe, is that uppercut.
It looked like this was going to be Holyfield's second defeat, but there was an event that if someone bet one dime, he would be a millionaire.
The right hand on Holyfield's chin.
For the fighters, it might have seemed that the god of war himself decided to come down from heaven to watch these titans fight, but it turned out to be a skydiver.
Landed on the edge of the ring, has been pulled away by security guards.
Holyfield should have gone that day to play the lottery. Because of this skydiver, he got a rest for almost half an hour, and because of this, Bowe's whole plan was cut short. And already having rested, Holyfield more or less began to look like himself, because he finally began not only to absorb attacks, but also to let Bowe taste his punches.
Double left hook by Bowe, maybe the first time in the fight. Holyfield comes back with 2 left hooks of his own. And another flurry to end the round by Evander Holyfield.
And once the big guys land 2 good shots, they get tired and they got to suck in some air.
Crowd gets excited for Bowe. 10 seconds to go in the 11th.
Got him again. Got him again.
This right hand.
Holyfield barely won by split decision, thanks to incredible luck. However, in their third meeting, which happened in November 1995, Bowe made another sensation. The tension in the air of the stadium was growing with every second. The spectators in their seats were waiting for the fight to start, just as Deadpool was waiting for Chris Evans' words. But luckily for the fans' dopamine receptors, this fight was not a disappointment, but instead the opposite. This best of 3 decided who would be the winner of their trilogy.
Finally.
The bell rang, and this parade of violence and brutality was set in motion. You could see 2 boxing maestros clashing in a deadly dance. And you could see they were ready to kill each other. Both fighters were using their air-to-face missiles.
For Riddick.
No man with that kind of boxing ability to do that at all.
At one point, Holyfield almost put Bowe to sleep, but unfortunately for Evander, Bowe had insomnia.
Down goes Bowe!
Final blow. And there it is. That left hook.
And further down the line, Bowe began a brutal deconstruction of Holyfield, giving him the first knockdowns of his life.
And inside by Holyfield, and now down goes Evander. Third knockdown of Holyfield's career. Here comes the 4th, and that's it. And that Holyfield landed in there, and then the right hand by Bowe took to put the finishing touches on the knockout.
Bowe became a pioneer in Holyfield's defeat column, twice giving him the bitterness of defeat, thus earning him the title of disaster for any boxer. And apparently Don King, who is Iron Mike's promoter, was watching all these fights. He was like an overloving mother, hesitant to let these fighters make potentially the most entertaining fight in history. And by protecting a 0 in his fighter's loss column, King didn't put on the greatest fight ever, but he did put on the loudest upset in history. Because of the promoter's desire to smooth things over and make more money, Tyson surrendered the regalia to no-name Buster Douglas.
To get in the shot that will finish things in.
Oh, the uppercut.
What an uppercut by Douglas and down.
One of the most scandalous and brutal fights of Bowe's career was a fight at the end of his career with Polish boxer Andrew Galata, but they were brutal because Galata acted like a real rat in it. The first encounter between these two boxers took place in July 1996. Galata had a series of 5 knockouts in a row and entered the ring in the status of undefeated, and Bowe at that time already had one controversial defeat from Holyfield.
And there's even a face of Riddick on there with...
But in this fight, Galata completely forgot what honor was and made a parade of rat acts.
Turned this into the kind of fight that he need not have to with his experience. And
Sometimes, because of the number of punches to the groin, it looked like Galata was fighting not Bowe, but Bowe Jr.
Too little of that in this round. Galata starting to fall in love with his ability to have...
Give Bowe his due, because with an omelet instead of eggs, after enduring a hell of a lot of pain over and over again, he somehow inexplicably got up and began to smash this nut lover.
Bowe lands a hard left hand inside. Good short left hook. Comes back with a right, holds and hits. Now Kelly comes back and tells Galata to keep him up.
But Galata, by all the precepts of the rats, was generous for more.
Bowe landed an uppercut, finally.
However, after another such meanness, the fans couldn't watch this beating of the shorts any longer.
And now there's a fight in the ring that's been started by, what are you going to accomplish in there?
Look.
In the end, Galata got his first defeat, and Bowe got his well-deserved win. Herby Hyde, also worth highlighting, is Bowe's fight against undefeated WBO champion Herby Hyde, who had 26 wins, 25 of them finished early, and only a few of them went beyond the 5th round.
Finally, the bell sounds.
The fight started, and Bowe immediately began brutally smearing Hyde, proving the laws of gravity on him.
Still coming forward with resolution. And down goes his feet. He's out on his feet and in danger of getting hurt if Bowe can put something together. And as Bowe opens up to try to finish, Hyde takes...
But Hyde, realizing he was losing, decided to show his rat-like nature.
Just walking and not doing that. Now he's trying to impose his strength on Herby Hyde.
And an enraged Bowe in response did not tolerate such despicable behavior and began to re-educate Hyde.
Hard right hand over the top. Game enough, that's for sure. But now Bowe lands 2 hard right hand shots. Hyde's out on his feet, and there he goes.
Well, in part it's because of the nature of the opponents he's been fighting. That may be it.
And we'll be taking repeated looks here at the last of Herby Hyde's many trips to the canvas.
Big Daddy Bowe!
Riddick Bowe is the emperor of the ring and the writer of history, with a record of 45 wins, where 33 of them were by knockout.
Big's out of there. Oh, a big right hand.
Big Daddy left at the pinnacle of his career, leaving much debate as to who would still win, the legendary boxing king Mike Tyson or great Riddick Bowe. Write your versions of the outcome of this fight in the comments. Boxing Game was with you. Subscribe to the channel, give your likes. See you soon.